What you're looking at right here are two of the best smartphones on the market right now, the OnePlus 6 and the Galaxy S9 Plus. They're also two of my personal favorites as they both offer nice feature sets, yet very different user experiences. With the S9, you've got a phone stuffed to the brims with features, as it usually is with Samsung phones, and with the 6, you're getting that classic OnePlus clean, simple, straightforward user experience. Now the question here is, which one of these is the better pickup? So the S9 Plus will run you about $800, and if you do some hunting online, you can find it for even less than that, especially with the latest addition to the Galaxy line, the Note 9. The 6, on the other hand, can be picked up for just over $500. While the two have totally different price tags, they actually have a good amount in common. For one, their designs. OnePlus stepped their game up with the 6, implementing their own glass and metal frame sandwich, and now it feels very similar to the S9 Plus. Unfortunately though, the 6 lacks wireless charging, which is one of the S9's best features in my opinion. But overall, in terms of hardware, they are in the top tier with their attractive, very well put together, comfortable in the hand, premium builds. And unfortunately, since I'm known to scratch up glass-backed phones, I like keeping mine safe. Shout out to D-Brand, link to their skins is in the description. The hardware similarities continue with the camera and the fingerprint reader layout. They both have headphone jacks on the bottom, and they even have similar internals. They both have the latest and greatest processor, 6GB of RAM in their base models, and they even have similar battery capacities at 3300 and 3500 mAh respectively. So where exactly do these phones differentiate? Well, like I said before, the S9 is loaded with features. We're talking fast wireless charging, IP68 water and dust resistance, expandable storage, great sounding stereo speakers, a stunning super high resolution curved notchless OLED display, all things the OnePlus 6 does not offer. While the 6 may not have the same heavily decorated feature set, it still has a very nice AMOLED display of its own. It has the alert slider, which is an underrated smartphone feature in my opinion, and one of its biggest features, and probably its most important feature, is its software experience. If you ask around, you'll hear a lot of tech enthusiasts say that the 6's user experience is nothing short of pure excellence. Oxygen OS has become a favorite for many, myself included. It's fast, it's fluid, clean, and it has its own share of features and tweaks. While Samsung's software has seen improvement over the years in terms of decreased bloatware and increased speed, Samsung still tends to lag behind in the Android update category. It doesn't seem like OnePlus has this issue. In fact, the OnePlus 6 was one of the few eligible devices for the Android P beta program. Like we saw earlier, the phones have similar internals, so how does that translate into everyday usage? Well, I think it's safe to say that the 6 wins the performance department. You're looking at the closest you can get to a lag-free, stutter-free experience. Everything loads quickly, switching in between apps is fast, scrolling, gaming, multitasking, everything, it's all really good. RAM management is solid too, and battery life is really good. I get well above average in terms of screen on time. But don't get it twisted. The 6 may be light on its feet, but the S9 is no slouch when it comes to performance. I've had my S9 Plus since launch and I haven't had any big performance issues. Very, and I mean very few stutters, very rare hiccups here and there, nothing close to what I've experienced on phones from the past. My S9 Plus still flies and chews through daily tasks. RAM management is good and battery life is really solid too, falling just a tad short of the 6's performance. Now getting into the cameras, and this is going to be an interesting one because again, we're talking about a $300 difference between these two phones, so they can't be that close in terms of camera performance, can they? If you assumed the S9's cameras would be better because they're on the more expensive phone and it only makes sense, well in this case you'd be right. The S9 Plus definitely has the better set of cameras straight up. However, the 6 isn't so incredibly behind. In fact, in normal, well-lit conditions, the two are very comparable, and there will even be times where you can't tell which phone took what shot. A recent OnePlus 6 update offered improved color reproduction, clarity, and high dynamic range, among other things. See, the fact that these two phones are so comparable yet so far apart in terms of price really speaks volumes, and it begs the question, is it really worth putting up the extra cash for the S9 Plus over the OnePlus 6? If you're looking for a phone with a bunch of features you won't even know what to do with, but nice to have features in addition to all of the things I've already mentioned, things like the loads of software treats and tweaks that would take me forever to get through. Tack on a top 2 or top 3 smartphone camera, a top 2 display, then go for the S9 Plus. If you're not looking for a big list of features and you want something clean, simple, easy to use, yet something that's not completely lacking in the feature department, you want to save a few $100 and you want fast software updates, then go for the OnePlus 6. I've used both phones extensively, and I love them, but if I had to choose one to use for the next year or so, that would not be an easy choice for me at all. But for the sake of the video and for the sake of my SIM card's next home for a little while, I'm gonna choose the OnePlus 6. As someone who's been a huge fan of the Nexus and now Pixel line with pure, clean user experiences, the OnePlus 6 is the closest I can get to that in a modern day smartphone that isn't a Pixel. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either phone, they're that great. But of course, people have different tastes and different use cases. All in all, I feel this type of cross-tier competition is great for the Android smartphone world. These phones are getting better and better, which is a good thing for us consumers. So which one would you pick? Let us know down below in the comments. As always, we love to hear your feedback. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the Android Police channel if you're new. I will talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for watching.